This is what North Korean dictator Kim Jong-Un really did to his ex-girlfriend. North Korean tyrant Kim Jong-Un is always surrounded by beautiful women. His wife, Ri Sol-ju, often appears with him. But who is one of the most powerful women in North Korea? It's his ex-girlfriend, Hyon. Well, according to rumors, Kim Jong-un did have something terrible. Do you want to know what? Kim Jong-un is a straight-up OG dictator. He is North Korean. Maintains absolute control by using whatever means necessary. He is renowned for being extremely brutal and for killing anybody who challenges him or puts his rule in danger. His regime only cares about violating human rights, including tormenting prisoners of conscience and putting down any sort of opposition. But very few people know what he did to his ex-girlfriend. Just imagine if a man can punish his ministers by putting them in front of a mortar tank. What could he do to his ex-girlfriend? Want to know about it? Then stay tuned till the end. So, welcome back to Best Royal Affairs. Kim Jong-un is still well liked in North Korea, even though people think he is a complete jerk, because they see him as a strong leader who will guard the nation. But to the rest of the world, he is an unreliable and dangerous tyrant who may jeopardize world peace. Everyone is on edge as he continues to rule, wondering what more terrible things he may do. Kim Jong-un's cruelty will undoubtedly create a lasting impression on the globe. That much is certain. Kim Jong-un, the despot of North Korea, is renowned for surrounding himself with attractive ladies. Examples include his wife, Ri Sol-ju, and his sister, Kim Yo-jong. Song-wol, Kim Jong-un's ex-girlfriend, is another lady who had considerable authority in North Korea, despite not being in any way formally connected to him. Uncertainty surrounds the specifics of what Kim Jong-un allegedly did to Song-wol a few years ago, according to rumors. Arranged weddings are particularly widespread in North Korea, where parents frequently select spouses for their kids. For the country's leader who wants to make sure their son has the ideal wife to succeed them in the post, this is extremely crucial. Ri Sol-ju was selected by Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, as the ideal wife for his son. Ri Sol-ju has a white, flawless complexion and a round face, making her the epitome of beauty in North Korea. Her mother was the head of the gynecological ward, and her father was a professor, both of whom were members of the political elite. Therefore, it is evident that Song-wol and Ri Sol-ju both wield tremendous authority and influence within North Korea, even if Kim Jong-un may have an official wife and sister at his side. It will be intriguing to see how their interactions with the tyrant affect how the nation develops in the future. The ideal partner of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is Ri Sol-ju. Kim Jong-un made the decision to start bringing Ri Sol-ju everywhere he went, rather than following in his father's footsteps and going out in public alone. This indicated that he was launching a new policy for the nation. The current First Lady of North Korea, Ri Sol-ju, has even taken on diplomatic responsibilities. Additionally, she has a reputation for being a fashionista, who favors designer labels like Chanel and Dior. Ri Sol-ju and Kim Jong-un are said to have 3 children together, although no one is certain if any of them are sons and also potential successors. Only that their second kid is a girl is all we know. While some claim they only have daughters, others claim that their eldest child is a boy. We do not truly know the facts, since Kim Jong-un maintains extreme privacy in his personal life. But the secrets about his terrible actions to his ex-wife can't no longer be kept in silence. Keep watching. You didn't expect what's coming, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. After suffering a stroke, Kim Jong-un's father, the previous ruler of North Korea, is said to have planned the wedding. However, the question is, was Ri Sol-ju and Kim Jong-un's marriage arranged, or was there genuine love between them? Frankly, we don't know. Given that it was more of a planned marriage, it seems unlikely that Kim Jong-un and Ri Sol-ju's union was motivated by love. Kim Jong-un was already married at the age of 27 and had already experienced love. He really had another woman in his life, but his father did not think she was the right one for him. Maybe that's why he became an unkind tyrant. What do you think? Kim Jong-un first met Song-wol, a singer and a band leader from North Korea, when they were young. When Kim Jong-un returned to North Korea from studying in Switzerland in the early 2000s, they began dating. Song-wol was not only attractive on the outside, she was also incredibly talented. She was the boss of the all-girl pop group Morambong band, which peaked in popularity in the late 1980s and early 1990s, and was a complete celebrity in North Korea. However, unlike Western pop groups, North Korean musicians solely sing about political subjects and extol the dictatorship. The most well-known songs by Hyon Song-wol are Footsteps of Soldiers, I Love Pyongyang, She is a Discharged Soldier, A Girl on a Steed, and We Are Troops of the Party. Hyon Song-wol was famous and successful, but Kim Jong-il did not think she was a good match for Kim Jong-un since she was 5 years older and only a singer, which is not a very respected career in North Korea. Kim Jong-il ordered that his son break up with Hyon Song-wol as a result. Hyon Song-wol has since vanished from the public spotlight. She subsequently wed a North Korean officer and they had a kid, according to Japanese media. Even though Kim Jong-un is married, it is difficult to go behind a past love. He began dating his ex again after his father passed away in 2011. Rumors about the two having an affair have been circulating among Pyongyang's top elite. However, being a dictator's mistress is not simple. Rulers have a lengthy history of murdering their girlfriends and spouses. No one was surprised when the media reported that Kim Jong-un allegedly murdered his ex-girlfriend in 2013. She and her companions were slain because it was alleged that she was involved in the distribution of pornographic movies, which was absolutely prohibited in North Korea. There are often speculations about the North Korean leader's personal life. According to rumors, he poisoned his uncle before feeding him to the dogs. Others claim that he tossed an official into a piranha's mouth. Who can tell what is real and what isn't? Many people accepted the claims, since nobody was startled that Kim may have murdered his ex-girlfriend. A year later, however, Hyon Song-wol unexpectedly made an appearance on North Korean television to sing at the National Convention of Artists, dispelling the suspicions. What? But has there been a real murder? Or is there a look-alike of the beautiful Hyon Song? Well, nobody knows. What do you guys think? She thereafter rose to much greater prominence and influence. She is now a successful politician as well as a musician. She was named to the Workers' Party of Korea's Central Committee in 2017. Hyon Song-wol has been attending important events with Kim Jong-un for the past few years. The odd thing is that Kim Jong-un's wife occasionally fades from view. People have speculated, as a result of this, that Hyon Song-wol may not only be Kim's ex-girlfriend, but also his current mistress. Hyon Song-wol has recently started taking on more duties that were formerly done by Kim's sister. Some believe she may be the most influential lady in the entire nation. It has even been suggested that she and Kim Jong-un are parents, although this has not been proven. Kim Jong-un has definitely offered Hyon Song-wol a lot of opportunities. That much is certain. She could possess even more sway than Kim's sister. It is difficult to say. Do you believe Hyon Song-wol to be the dominant female figure in North Korea? But first, tell us about the story of the murder. Well, it's a pretty filmy story. The popular musician, Hyon Song-wol, the ex-girlfriend, and several others are said to have been murdered by firing squad after being charged with producing and distributing sex recordings. But for a narrative that is making headlines across the world, it seems to have a rather weak foundation. One of the biggest publications in South Korea, the Chosun obliquely credited sources in China for the information. No other newspaper has formally confirmed it. Some North Korean news viewers consider the information to be unreliable. Most of these rumors are false and hard to substantiate, and they usually originate from anonymous and unreliable sources in the South Korean media. A few months later, when no one has noticed and everyone has forgotten the tale anyhow, they frequently turn out to be incorrect. Even South Korea's mainstream media has frequently been mistaken about these extravagant reports coming from the North. It is not the first time a narrative that seems to expose a staged level of violence under Kim Jong-un's rule has garnered international headlines. Additionally, there were rumors that Kim Jong-un personally authorized the mortar-round death of an army minister last year, which appears like an elaborate and ultimately meaningless execution technique. This time, the Chosun served as the source of the information, claiming that it came from a South Korean official source. Some people found that suspicious. In an editorial in Foreign Policy magazine, Mike Madden of the North Korea Leadership Watch blog came to the conclusion that it was feasible to carry out the execution, but ultimately impossible to prove it. You must keep in mind that the source is frequently South Korean, and it serves their interests to occasionally twist or weave the truth. But one thing is certain, the North Korean dictator is reckless as hell. He can do things that we can't even imagine. What do you think? Tell us about your views on this crazy dictator in the comments below. If you liked our video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press that bell icon to ensure that you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in our next one. Until then, peace.